Hi, my name is Nanette, Certified Master Herbalist and founder of aimtohealth.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make an herbal extract, and it's so quick and easy to do. And about 2 weeks ago, I ordered something called echinacea root, which is a very powerful herb. I call it the natural killer herb because it stimulates your own natural killer cells within your body, stimulating your immune system on a very high level. And I do actually have a video on echinacea and how powerful it is, and I'll leave that in the description down below as a link. So about 2 weeks ago, I ordered from my favorite place. It's called Pacific Botanicals, and I will leave a link to that company there. I love them because all of their herbs, all of their plants are either organically grown or wild harvested. So about 2 weeks ago, I ordered echinacea root, which is different than the stem and leaf and flower. So you could either order the stem, leaf, and flower, the upper part of the plant, or you can order the lower part, which is the root. I believe and feel that the root is the stronger part of the plant, and I've been using it for decades, so I love it. And it took a while for it to come in, and about 9 days ago, I went ahead and started 3 of these herbal extract solvent solutions, and they're called maturations or menstruum. And you want to go ahead and put the name of the herb that you're using, or echinacea root, and the date, and it's going to look something like this. When you start with the root is you're going to fill up your jar somewhere between 1/4 and 1/3 of the way for the root. And the reason for that is because it's such a denser part of the plant, over time it's going to absorb all of the solvent and it's going to swell up. Now, the solvent I chose to use today is vodka, and the vodka is 40% alcohol, and that's the minimum you want to use. You can also use higher grade of alcohol, such as 60%, 80%, 95%, but I don't think you'll need to go that high. This has worked well for me for decades. Something else you could use, and certainly if you are adverse to alcohol or you can't have an alcohol-based tincture, you can also use something like apple cider vinegar, but make sure that you get organic, raw, non-processed, and that it also includes the mother, which you would see it down at the base. And before using it, be sure to shake it. It's also a very strong solvent, so you can use that instead if you would like to do that. So today we're going to start by using our echinacea root as the base inside our solvent. And this is what it looks like here. And I bought several pounds of it. And what we're going to start to do here is we're going to grab a mason jar just like this, and I went ahead and I labeled it already. So it's the echinacea root, and be sure to put the date. And I'm simply going to open it up, and I'm going to grab some of this. And again, because it's the root, you only need to fill this 1/4 to 1/3 of the way. I like to do it 1/3 of the way because I like a little extra in mine. So 1/3 of the jar, and we're almost there. That's about right there, right here. And what we're going to do next is we're going to fill it right about the shoulder of this jar. And we're going to just pour it all over the herb and get it right here to the shoulder. And there we go. That's about right. Now, if you were going to use the echinacea plant instead, what you could do is fill it about 1/2 to 3/4 full, so with the plant. And the reason for that is it's not as dense as the root, so it won't swell up as much as the root does. So you can actually load your jar up more. If you were doing your plant, you could go halfway to almost 3/4 of the way with your plant, the flower, the stem, the leaf. But again, because this is the root and it's going to swell up, you want to make sure that you only maybe put between a fourth and a third filled. So here, now we're going to put our lid on and we're going to shake this vigorously, and we're going to get it all influxed with the vodka mixed in there. Now what I want to show you is that these have been sitting for about 9 days, and these also were filled about one third of the way, and you can see just how much they've swelled up. And that's how it's going to look in about 9 days. Now you'll want to let this sit for between 4 to 8 weeks. And I lean more towards the 8 weeks because I like when my tincture is nice and strong. And incidentally, when you use the words herbal tincture, it specifically refers to an extraction made by alcohol versus an herbal extract, which could be either alcohol or apple cider vinegar, or it could even be glycerin. That's another video down the road. And sometimes people use water, but I feel that water is a very weak solvent and it doesn't really extract very much. But nevertheless, it's also a choice. Now you'll want to let this sit in a cool, dark place. And every day for the first week, I want you to go ahead and shake it up. Once a day, just shake it up. And then after that, for the remaining time of 4 to 8 weeks, maybe every couple of days, just take it from the cupboard or wherever you're storing it and go ahead and give it a shake, just to kind of keep that fluid filling up all of the parts of the roots that's in your jar. And that's going to yield a really fantastic herbal tincture for you. Now, what do we do when the 4 to 8 weeks is done and you're ready to get your nice tincture or extract ready for use? So what we want to do now is we want to get our jar. Now I am still letting these mature, but I have a jar of rose hip berries, and this has been maturing for the 8 weeks. So this is ready for me to extract and pull out from the jar. So what we're going to do is we're going to first shake this up a bit. Then we're going to remove the lid. And what I have here is I have a fine mesh nylon filter that I like to use. And I'll go ahead and leave a link to that down below. You can also use a piece of muslin, or you can use some cheesecloth. I like to use this. It's less messy and so super easy to clean. So we're going to get a bowl to catch the fluid and a strainer, and then you have your filter. So this makes it easy to do. We're going to go ahead and pour what we have. And you'll want to get every bit of this out. So now that that's poured, what we're going to do is take our sanitary gloves and put them on so that now we can grab the bag, and we're going to pull it away from the edge like this. It's just so easy to use this special bag. And remove the strainer, and we're going to gather this together. And what we'll end up doing is squeezing all of this excess liquid out of this beautiful rose hip berry and make a beautiful extraction. So we're going to keep gathering it together, and we're going to squeeze out all of that very valuable liquid that is filled with phytonutrients. And the great thing about these extracts, and especially using alcohol, is that it deeply pulls all of the amazing phytonutrients out of whatever it is that you have been maturing within the jar. And it's loaded with so many nutrients that are fantastic for your immune system, for your body as a whole, and also especially for your immune system. That's why I'm working with echinacea right now and have several jars maturing so that I can have it for my family, my friends, and anyone else that needs it. So we're done squeezing out all of this liquid, and what you can do is put the liquid back in the cleaned mason jar. But what I have here is a recycled bottle, and if you can find an amber bottle to store this much extract, that would be the best. If you don't, you can just, like I said, put it back into a clean mason jar. Be sure to label it and put it in a dark, cool place. So I've already labeled my bottle and I've dated it so I know when I made it. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pour this liquid into this bottle. So here we go. Okay, so that's done. There was a little spillage there, but not much. And then we're going to cap it. And we have a full bottle of rose hip extract that is so, so powerful. And the rule of thumb is between 30 and 50 drops under your tongue, or if you have something that, an infection happening or a crisis, something happening within your body, you can take it more often. And what I like to do, once I've poured it in here, I have these little bottles here, and they're dropper bottles. So why are they called dropper bottles? Because they have these dropper caps that once you put your herbal tincture or herbal extract, you can just squeeze this little nipple here and grab how many drops you want. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is go ahead and pour the rose hips into this dropper bottle. And I always shake my bottle just to make sure everything is nice and stirred up, because there could be a little bit of sediment that settles once in a while. And you just pour it to around the shoulder area of your bottle, and always cap everything back and put your dropper lid back on, and there it is. You are now ready to use your herbal tincture or your herbal extract. And if you've chosen to use the apple cider vinegar, that's okay. You follow the same procedure with that. And that way you can administer that kind with the apple cider vinegar to children, to young people, or older people that can't handle an alcohol base. So this is how you do it. I'll be sure to leave a link to my echinacea video and also to the Pacific Botanicals Company that I purchased these herbs from. And I'll also leave a link to the fine mesh filter that I use. And if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. And please do share this vital information with your friends, your family, anybody that you know that could use this information to harness all of the powerful nutrients that are in these great plants that are here to help build up our immune system. And at this time, it's so vitally important for us to do that. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified the next time I put out a video. And until next time, stay safe and be well.